onto your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainment? So I'm coming to you with another video. My bae off and cheese. Like, you ever been told like good news, but then you can't say ish? So you like, I ain't saying nothing this time though, because the last time a nigga got his hopes up, told Tom and Harry, okay, and it ain't pull through. So it's like, I'm learning to shout out. So just know my life is going horrible. I'm broke as hell, like, you know, horrible. Just think horrible things that are going on. Because the nigga, I don't want nobody praying against the positive. Like, horrible, y'all. I'm talking destitute, struggling, barely making it, okay? Anyways, all right, so today I wanted to do a video on Hollywood Hot Topics. Before I get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, let me know what y'all think about this video. AKA a stop in your neighborhood, all right? First, Tamar did an interview where she was asked about, you know, artists going into another genre, etc. Okay?
So Tamar, Cowboy Carter came out some weeks back, Beyonce's new album. What do you think about her moving the country?
You know, I knew you guys were going to ask me about that.
Did you?
I did. I think that Black country is so necessary. I'm so happy that people with talent who can actually sing country music that are Black people are finally getting the recognition they deserve. That's what I think.
And she's a Texas girl. She's country.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know. I just really appreciate Beyonce for opening the door for all the other Black artists that has, you know, rode that wave behind the floodgates. I'm just really appreciative for her.
Agreed.
That's awesome.
These people can really sing. They're so talented.
Yeah.
What's that one Black guy who could sing? Like he sings so low.
Tony
Evans Jr.
He's on the show.
Yeah.
Man, I really appreciate his artistry, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'd be good. He'd be happy to hear that.
It's true.
Yeah.
I started following him because just to hear him sing, that thing is sing.
Yeah.
It's also another Black. It's like two Black girls I like. One little brown skinned little girl.
That's Tanner, right?
That's her real name, Tanner.
I think so. But we'll keep going.
And then there's another girl who kind of looked like the Beyonce campaign.
I know
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
can't remember her name, but yeah.
She's talented too.
We'll figure it out.
But I appreciate it. I like it because it was a couple of people who should not have been singing country Black music that was awful. And it was concerning for me.
Care to mention a few?
No, but you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny. It just didn't sound good.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure if you're going to step into a new genre of music and represent us, that you gotta represent. Yeah, got to be right.
So Tamar, Cowboy Carter.
Now, a lot of people are saying she was shading K. Michele. These are why things happen to you, Tamar. The nerve of you. The nerve of you, bitch. Like, my whole thing is, say what you want about K. Michele. She sounds like a country singer. And she's been singing country before it was popular. There's a song of hers that's my favorite, is God I Get It, which is a country song. And that was like years ago. She dropped that. So it bothers me how people don't do their research and they just think that like she just wanted to start doing country or like she just stepped into it. No, this is something she's been talking about for forever. Beyonce just beat her to the punch and dropped a project, a country project, a full country project before she did. Now, when it comes to Beyonce's Cowboy Carter, to me, the album in itself wholly wasn't country. It had country tracks, but the album in itself wasn't country. But I still hate the fact that they're pitting the two against each other because they both support each other. So that shade at the end wasn't necessary because we kind of know who she's talking about. Now, some of y'all will sit up here and say, she wasn't talking about K. Michele. She was talking about K. Michele. Who else is out there that she could be shading? And the fact that she said, you know who, is kind of like, come on now. Like, you got to give her props, regardless if you like them or not. Like, K. Michele deserves the props for country music because she sounds like a country artist. and she has the background of a country artist. Her major, yodeling. Even though when she sounds, she has a country twang. I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get the shade of it all. Now, K. Michele previewed a track. It was a country track, and you could tell it wasn't finished. It didn't sound the best, not meaning her voice, but the producing of the song didn't sound the best. And I think it's only because it was unfinished. This is why I don't think artists should preview tracks before the whole thing is 100% done, or leak it like Drake did. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, because you get people like this who hear one little tidbit, they're like, oh my God, and throwing shots. No. Now, she commented on the same post and said, y'all want me to be negative so bad. If you did your homework and listened to a non-few commercial artist, you see what I mean. But go off. I wish everyone the best. Shaking my head. I just don't get the point of saying the shade at the end. Like, you could have just said what you said and stopped it there. Like, why do the distance? Whether she was talking about K. Michele or not, because some of y'all still gonna think she's talking about another person, which we know she's talking about her. Why? Like, I don't get it. You could have just ended it right there. But then she starts to cry and whimper about negative press. You bring negative press on yourself. I just don't get it. It makes no sense. Now, if somebody were to do that to her, it would be a whole soliloquy on Instagram, on the Neighborhood Talk comments about how women don't support other women, and you guys like to pick on me because I'm outgoing and boisterous and all this extra stuff. But you just did it to her. I'm glad K. Michele hasn't said anything as of yet, at least. I don't think she needs to, because I'm a big believer in dropping the work and letting niggas talk. So I hope she just drops the project and goes about her business and doesn't clap back to any of the haters, to be honest, because it's just going to take attention away from the project, which she's funding herself. But she said she went back to a major label and decided to drop it through there. So that way it could get the correct promotional avenues versus funding it herself, which I think is extremely smart, because funding it herself completely and doing the promo completely, that would have been a whole lot of money she would have been spending. So I'm glad she's doing it that way. All right. Now, this whole Ice Spice thing, this bitch thinks she's A. Y'all know Pretty Little Liars. This girl Storm is A. Okay? Because the way that she exposed Ice Spice was given A. So this girl named Storm was Ice Spice's best friend, she claims, before Ice Spice blew up. And she claims that Ice Spice is an evil person and tried to stop her career and put a stop to her career. And as a colorist, she's fat phobic. I hate those terms so much. Like, people just throw, I do believe people are colorist and fat phobic, but some people just throw that term out there just for the shock value of things. Like, somebody could walk into a mirror and be like, oh my God, like, I was outside too long. Be like, oh, you are a colorist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be like, damn, I'm getting a little big. You fat phobic. Like, it's like, come on now. The way that it was written, it was giving like scripted series, docu-series vibes. The way that she did the expose. We're going to call it not an expose. Okay? The next person to be exposed will be my ex-best friend, Isis. Or as y'all know her, Ice Spice. Isis did everything in her power to make sure my career would never take off. She did everything you could possibly think of and more. But I'm not afraid of her anymore. This is the truth. This is Cleo, the girl she chose to be her best friend to the public, when in reality, it was me. Cleo and her are not really best friend. Isis always hated Cleo, but she used her so she could appear closer to Blackness. She also lied about being Nigerian. She stole that from me. Now, this is Cleo, of course, from social media, and just she puts out music as well, and she was also on the Impact NYC. Okay, the girl who made I'm not one of them, her. Okay, I don't know Cleo's Twitter tag to tag her, but I know she'll see this. Cleo always knew Isis wasn't a real friend. She may not want to speak on it now, but she knows. And Cleo is Nigerian as well. Was she of a colorist? That's something many people have wanted to know about her. She erased most of her tweets before 2020. And the sad part is, I was too scared to put her in her place. I was afraid of her, but not anymore. But you wait till she gets famous to put her in her place. So the text reads, but then, wait, no. The text read, we're probably going to end up getting Chick-fil-A. Exactly. And me either. To be honest, we need a chill day. Okay, so studio, then Chick-fil-A, then back to your hotel. And what I'm going to get there is too good. To the studio, I mean. And she says, yeah, text me before you come to make sure I'm still there. And then she said, okay, sounds good. I'll see you there. Spice says, please hurry before Chloe lands. And then she says, okay. And then she says, okay, got it. Not going to lie, if I was Cleo, I'll feel away. Sorry. Whether you're friends with her or not, you still were talking about me behind my back. So it's like, I would have to see your phone. Hand me that iPhone. Hand me that Android, whatever you got. Because you still were talking behind my back. Because what do you mean hurry before Cleo lands? Like I'm an annoyance or a nuisance. Bitch, this is why I don't have a lot of friends. Because like, girls be fake and niggas be fake too. Okay? He said, but then she'll be like, I'm dark-skinned, so I always have to work harder than everyone. Because somebody tweeted, said, was she ever colorist? That's something many people have wanted to know about her. She erased most of her tweets before 2020. Storm says yes, and then post the text thread. But then she'll be like, I'm dark-skinned, so I always have to work harder than anyone. Some girl on Twitter stooped so low, so I went to hell. Her second to last. She said, this is actually true, but only partially. I hate the song. Like, actually, I didn't like it when I first heard it either. I think it's annoying, but her team did a lot to push it. They emailed me asking me to post it. I ignored it, of course, but still. She has better songs, honestly, but still no fan base. Ooh, Ice Spice is a cocky one. Which I understand. Let's not act like she's not one of those chosen dark skins because she does benefit from pretty privilege still, or for being skinny. And it says booty drop. And then the friend says, do they offer to pay you when they ask you to promote other people's music? And then Storm tweets and said, and the sad part is I was too scared to put her in her place. I was afraid of her, but not anymore. You're saying this, but now that she's famous. I'm sorry. If you were content with some of the stuff that she was doing to the point where you never checked your friend, don't miss me with the crap when they get on and popping. Now you want to say something, but you ain't saying nothing when there was a nobody. Okay? What that fish said in that Shark Tale, you're a nobody. Like, get the hell out of here. The text threads continue, y'all. And apparently she was talking about Doechii in this text thread because she made a song called Booty Drop. Now I listened to the song. Wasn't my favorite, to be honest. But all those other comments that came along with it is very suspect and has us looking at Ice Spice sideways. And then she says she's fat phobic and many other things. And by the way, I'm only telling you guys about 1% of it. Believe it or not, this is nothing. Peep Shea Butter community. She was referring to dark skins. Shea Butter, baby, washing out your pillow. You love at the face of my hips, but that is enough. And if you really like it, shea butter, baby, watching out your pillow. Yeah. Now, to me, if you gonna try to shade dark skins, that's not a good shade because that's very complimentary. Shea butter is slick, it's smooth, it gives you shine. So how is that shade? Let's read the text thread. LOL. Like, I wish I could fight that wide B. I usually don't respond to people, but how you gonna make a whole graph? And on top of that, mention Down syndrome. Like, B, I hope all them kids you have be born with Down syndrome. Ooh. Acting like they know you in real life. We're just human, and everybody has their breaking point, for real. But people think they could play with me all day. That's why I'd rather be like a Doja. I happily tell everyone to go to hell. I don't care. The Shea Butter Twitter community praying on my downfall. And then she goes on and talks about Riot, which is her producer. And we're finding out boyfriend, which was news to me. I never knew that they dated. So this is news to me completely. No wonder he defended him when everybody was saying he was one of the girls. EJ Wright is her producer and boyfriend since 2019. He was the real mastermind behind her career and the one who pushed her to rap. She cheated on him with TJ and then rapped about it on their song together. If you don't believe me, just go back and read the lyrics to Gangsta Boo. But this time, read carefully. They're talking about him. She knows no loyalty. Apparently, you don't either, Bookie, but not even to the person who has always been there for her, Riot. Riot, come on here. what Ice Spice said in the intro of her songs? Riot, stop playing with him. He says, ISIS cheated on you with TJ in 2022 and lied to your face about it. This is a text that she sent, I'm guessing, to Riot, Miss Storm. Then she said she had the audacity to sing about it on Gangsta Boo, the song you produced. Ask her about it. She was in love with him for almost a year. I'm sorry. It happened the night she slept in TJ's bed while you were in the house. So this girl's clearly a rat because she went to Riot and said, stop playing with him, Riot. She playing with you, Riot. Okay? She's sleeping around with you, Riot. And snitched to Riot. And this big text thread is crazy. Y'all love to write soliloquies in text, but let y'all get a college paper and it's an issue. But y'all can write stuff like this. Oh, I noticed today that you refollowed Lucy. Out of curiosity, I clicked her page. She was public. I clicked on a random pic, and the first comment I saw was yours. The last time I spoke to you about Lucy, you told me that you and her met up and rekindled, but that was all. A few months later, you said she only sends you memes sometimes. But I know the reality is you guys are friends again. This message is long overdue because despite everything you've done, I genuinely wanted to believe you were a real friend. But the reality is you are not one, have never been one, and will never be one. You and I were not close in high school because you were a bully. You knew you stole my best friend, LOL, and took every opportunity you could to throw it in my face and laugh. You knew it genuinely hurt me, but you are a person who genuinely takes pleasure in other people's pain. I moved on and left you all behind. Then in 2019, you reached out to me after I started pursuing my music career. You reposted this on your story. I was surprised at the time to see it coming from you. Lucy also reached out to me trying to support all of a sudden. As for Lucy, I knew it was fake, but I now realized it was for the both of you. You only supported me at the time just in case. But again, I wanted to believe it was real. In the same conversation, you told me you wanted to pursue music. I supported you and told you you should. Stop playing with him, Ryan. In January of 2021, my first song went viral. You reached out to me after that and planned for us to hang out. At that point, I hadn't seen you in 5 years. I drove to EJ's house to pick you up, and one of the first things you said when you got out of my car was, also, see you in 5 years. I drove to EJ's house to pick you up, and one of the first things you said when I got in my car was, also, I'm sorry if I was a B in high school. I said, it's okay. Then we went to get lunch. On our way there, you told me you stopped being friends with her years ago. You spent the whole car ride talking about how fake Lucy was and all those reasons why you stopped being friends with her. Before we went in, I had a Zoom call with Alamo. I wasn't interested since it's a hip-hop label, but told them about you on the phone. You were only friends with me at the time because you saw my emotion and wanted to be acquainted. No weekend. You pretended to be a real one. But again, I didn't want to believe otherwise. A few months later, I moved to California. I told you you were welcome to visit. You texted me one day and said, if you could stay with me as a favor. I said yes. I happily opened my phone to you. When I found out you came with EJ, but left him to sleep on the floor of Jordan's apartment while you were comfortably staying at my place, I opened my home to him as well. Someone I didn't even know at the time. And people who send long text threads like this, they automatically trigger the hell out of me. Because last follow I had, somebody sent me a text thread as long as that and threatened to unalive themselves because they were so upset. A story time coming on that soon. I opened my home to him as well. Someone I didn't even know at the time. I let you both stay with me for 2 weeks. Within that time, you pretended to be a friend. You accidentally let it slip that you let Lucy travel all the way to egg my house. Oh my God. Found out you came with EJ, but left him to sleep on the floor of Jordan's apartment while you were comfortably staying at my place. I opened my home to him as well. Someone I didn't even know at the time. I let both of you stay with me for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is crazy. Within that time, you pretended to be a friend. You accidentally let it slip that you, Lucy, Treya, all went to egg my house. But you say you were coming clean. At the time, I was on okay terms with Lucy. Until you told me that what had happened and I cut ties with her for good and never looked back, thank God. You even spoke to my mom about the situation, making it seem like it was all her and not you. For years, you told me you could never be friends with Lucy again because of the person she was. But the truth is, you belong together. I wanted to make it clear you are not my friend. And when the time comes, I'll expose you to the world, the real person you truly are. Count your days. She's the lame bitch for saying count your days. Because what are you going to do? It's giving Neville from iCarly. You will rue this day. What you mean count your days? What you want to do, bitch? My whole thing is this to me comes across as very inauthentic because if you felt a way about certain things that she said, you should have said it to her face before she got famous. If you had proof of you confronting her about certain things that she said, colorist wise, fatphobic wise, then you would kind of have a point because you were just showing us how of a ishy person that she is. But all you're showing us is that you guys fell out beforehand and you're claiming she's all this stuff, but you never said that to her. You just talked about and told her how she was a bad friend. But throwing in the colorist and not defending your own color, because Storm, you are of a darker hue, and you not, defending that and stopping her tracks shows us that you were complacent. So what you want us to do with all this information now? Because the way that Spice is going, Ice Spice, the girl is on an uprise. So it's going to be kind of hard to do a takedown of Spice with some of this information. You would have really did you a big one had you had her on text calling somebody a gorilla or, something to that effect. And Ice Spice, we ain't forget, we still side on you too, bitch. Okay? Because Shea Butter community is very suspect. Now, Storm says, by the way, guys, don't worry about the hate I'm getting because the only people hating on me are the Barbs, who don't give a F about. Nicki Minaj is also evil. And the Barbs hating don't even know that ISIS only used her for a feature. I'm surprised. Storm gives me the type of girl that would have told Ice Spice, no wonder your name is ISIS. Because you are a destruction to this world. She said that to her verbally somewhere. Okay. That's why she attacked Lotto too. Lotto has always been her biggest nightmare competition. She was jealous of her for years because Lotto is who ISIS was pretending to be. She purposefully used Nicki so she could get a feature and surpass Lotto. She used Nicki and the Barbs to do so, but keep defending her, Barbs. Lotto rose to fame because of her talent and talent only. ISIS rose to fame because she sold her soul. Now, you reach a dangerous territory, girls. You start talking about Illuminati and things. We're going to find Storm somewhere, caught up in a storm somewhere soon. She keep going. She knew she would have she would never have a fraction of the amount of talent that Lotto has. So she has attacked her on purpose to get a Nicki feature. So the Barbs would turn on Lotto. It hurt her career because Lotto's a rapper and they have the same fan base. But I'm not a rapper, so the Barbs can't touch my career. You gave them a challenge. Watch them do it. I just feel like a lot of this was a little bit unnecessary, especially with it being all on social media. You could have, done it, I feel like, in another way. Let's say if she felt that heartfelt to really expose her, because sometimes you really do got to expose an effort. So it's like, I get it, especially when you feel like they played in your face. Because I have a couple of people played in my face who I'm going to get my lick back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get her feeling behind it. It's the way that it landed. It didn't land right. Because you exposed yourself while exposing her. And Ice Spice, tread lightly. Because some of these things that she talked about don't make her look any better. And Cleo, I would reevaluate my friendship with Spice. And I would have to ask her, can I see your phone? Because that's very weird. I would feel away. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I wouldn't cut her off completely based off of what somebody else is saying. But I would feel away because it's kind of like, why would you say hurry before Cleo comes as if I'm like something is wrong with me or being around me? Like, that to me is a little like suspect. Okay? That's what I have to say about the whole thing. And when it comes to Lotto and Nicki, I just feel like Storm needs to kind of stay in her lane when it comes to that, because you're speaking from a stan's perspective and a fan's perspective. It doesn't seem like she's getting intel information in regards to some of those stuff. Even though you're her best friend, I highly doubt a lot of those deep industry movements you knew about, because you didn't even know in the text thread if she gets paid for posting other people's music. And that's a simple information that you could know. So something as to rap beefs and aligning with this person, aligning with that person, I highly doubt she told you or you knew about. That's just what I see from it. Okay. Next I wanted to get into, y'all, is Aubrey O'Day. Now, she did an interview with TMZ where she said for $300. $300 is crazy. Diddy, you're going to hell with gasoline draws on, lube, and poppers. Because the way that you expected this lady to take $300 publishing rights don't even make no sense. Aubrey gives me the type that she spends $300 in a minute. What the hell is she going to do with that?
That you are going to actually give back the publishing rights to a bunch of artists on your label, which is incredible.
When TMZ ran the headline, and I have a screenshot of it because I do want to call you out. I received the publishing deal. I know what it says. I know how much money it was giving me. I'll tell you, $330. $300.30 for a full release of all claims against Diddy and many other players.
At this point in time, what do you think his motivation was there?
I think you would probably be making moves to keep as many people quiet as possible. When I went to look at the publishing deal, it said anything but.
The music is very annoying and dramatic. Like, this isn't like an action film. Like, we are going to see Diddy just fly off the Chattanooga River to expect the federales. Like, stop it. Ugh.
I'm being made whole financially again. In fact, it asked me to not be able to have access to my story and my experience anymore, specifically to stay silent and never speak poorly about a human. So then I realized something really bad is coming.
Read that you.
So, of course, what was bad that was coming was the whole Cassie situation, all the lawsuits that followed. I'm glad she did not take that, because that would be a spit in her face. And Aubrey's not a dumb girl. So I wouldn't think she would take something like that. And Diddy, to me, this just shows how much gold he has. Because for you to offer that little bit amount of money to someone who you know lives a certain lifestyle, because every time you see Aubrey on Instagram, she's out in Dubai. She's out in Abu Dhabi. She's out in Waikiki. Now, the pictures may be edited, but, she still goes there. So it just baffles me how he thought that was going to be an okay amount. 300,000 would have probably been something she still would have probably thought upon. And I still don't feel like with the highest amount she would do it, because she's been exposing him since the beginning of time, since their fallout. So I don't know how he thought this was going to work. Okay. And I did see somebody say she's going to talk about it heavily on Baddies. Doubt it. I doubt it. You think she's going to give Zeus that exclusive? Girl, why? Well, now, Aubrey's saving all the deep, dark secrets for her own platform to put it out so she could benefit financially from it. The most we've seen her say off of the sneak peek of Baddies is her basically saying all the Diddy drama. She never went into detail or anything. So I don't think she's going to spill all the beans on Baddies. Like, come on now. The girls aren't even mature enough, some of the Baddies, to even articulate some of that conversation that would be had around that whole situation. Okay, the depth don't go that deep. Okay, now she'll be like, so yeah, Diddy did this, Diddy did that. Now we'll be like, what? Whoa, like that's crazy. Like I remember when I was like in the club screaming Baddie shot a clock and a nigga was trying to get me to sell pussy too. Like that's crazy. Like she wouldn't even be able to relate. Like come on now. Y'all is funny in the comments saying that. Next I wanted to get into y'all is Simon. Simon, y'all, wow. Like Portia, whew, that nigga is something else. He posted recently, he said, I've increased the cash award for any credible receipts of my cheating of any spouse from 2019 to 2024. Reward has changed from 50,000 to 100,000. Challenging others to do the same. Challenge others to do the same. You would have thought he got a bounty on the bitch. Like, what do you plan on getting from this girl? I'm laughing, but it's really sad. Like, he really wants to tear her every being down, and it's not right. It's actually demonic when you look at it. Like, you want to just destroy this girl for every emotional stableness that she has right now. And for you to be offering that a reward amount as if you're looking for a lost dog, that shows us that you do live the scam life, because that's just a waste of money. I could just lie and say and make up some fake receipts and send it to you. If I knew some people that she knew and put two and two together and were living in ATL or something. Like, come on now. That's crazy. Pray for Portia, y'all. Hashtag pray for Portia. Okay? Earlier, we talked about Doechii. She performed with JT as of recently. And NYC, Azalea. She in your place. She in your stomping grounds. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I know Azalea Banks is in the. Is she in the kitchen? She in the kitchen cooking fire. Like, let me tell you something. Is that watch the next projects and the next tracks that Azalea Banks drops. All this Doechii drama is just pushing her and pushing her and pushing her. Trust me when I tell you. But all in all, though, I'm very happy to see JT's career up and coming. It's just like, it's so refreshing to see an artist really grind and put in the work. So shout out to JT because she deserves it. Okay. Let me know what y'all think down below in the comments about this whole fallout. Do you feel like Storm is telling the truth, or is this all just a disgruntled ex-bestie? Okay. Leave your comments down below, and we're out, babies.
Ain't no personal thing.